But if you dig deep down, you discover that they don't even know the basis of enterprise development. And that's why you see that a lot of people, we regard them as pretenders. They don't know what it takes. So we need to actually work to build entrepreneurs. Okay, I know that in those days you had the one village, one product. We need to flag it up again to see in the FCT. How can we talk in terms of numbers now? How many people have we been able to bring up that are true entrepreneurs now, that when you call upon them, they can bring something like rice like this to show you. Today, we want to be the number one rice producer in the FCT. And we've spoken to Sahada, quite a number of shops, and they are ready to take our product on immediately. We are discussing with CFAN right now. They have a fintech that buys commodity for their cooperatives, and they are ready to sign us on. So with the GTV, we can all contribute content towards that. So if you have success stories, we're ready to take their interview. And that's why we delayed a little bit, because we have to go and get some more equipment again to be able to take the interview we intend to conduct with you people today. So I've mentioned the commodity platform, but I used to do this project in Niger State, precisely in Bida. But it's like I foresaw that there was going to be this challenge of security. I needed a place where I can go in the morning and come in the evening. But unfortunately now, we are being threatened. There are villages around, we have a community. There are banditries around those areas now. So it's a big challenge. For me to go to that community now, I need to be a bit careful. One of the challenges, I don't know how people can help us, is the Abaji artists. There is a water problem there. We spent money trying to do about 3 boreholes, and they all failed. Spent close to about 5 million trying to source water there, and we're told that we need bigger technology to be able to do that. So that one particular, I want to present it to you as a number one enterprise development company in FCT. If we are facing that problem, then I wonder how many other companies will face that challenge. So we're having water problem. So what we did now is to work with women, which is another model again on the force bottom technology for rice parboiling. Because again, in West Africa, we eat mostly parboiled rice. So our rice was parboiled as compared to East Africa, where they mill direct. So what we do now is to give our rice to women to parboil for us, and they bring it back to us for us to mill. But the model is actually we have already set up the parboiling. So I don't know whether Abuja Enterprise Agency can work with us, being a foremost, is to see how we can get water there, and actually be able to do a bit of documentary or document to show how water, if we're able to achieve water in that area, so that for any other company that wants to come, they will know what they want to face going forward. Okay, so I remember in those days, I grew up to the point where I became MD in a microfinance bank, and I knew that CBN used to have this microfinance conference, which they have stopped doing for a long time. So I'm thinking that if we collaborate with you, why can't we upscale it to an international entrepreneurship conference, annual entrepreneurship conference that will flag off activity of what you're doing and be able to address those topical issues that entrepreneurs face on a daily basis. So I think if we're able to think along that line, working together, we can actually do an annual entrepreneurship conference where the rest part of the world will be coming to be part of. Okay, so we have developed right now an app we call the Gca app. Gca is G Learning Center. So it was during COVID-19, because of the high volume we're doing under the Actimis program, we now realized that because of COVID-19, people couldn't come to the training center. They were still interested in doing the training. So we had to collaborate with a consultant, and we're able to develop an app. You can Google it on. It's now on iOS, and it's also now on Android. So we have been able to do that, and the challenge we're having is content. Okay, if you go online and you probably see Udemy, what Udemy did was to invite different segments of the society to give them content. So if we are able to work with you and we're able to get to the point where we'll have, maybe in the next 1 year, we'll have like different content on that platform. The unique thing about that platform is that, people go there to go and buy. We did it when we did the end-exit training. Deliberately, we opened up the platform for those who couldn't come to physical classes, and quite a number. Out of the 4,000 that we train, you will realize that close to about 8,000 to that platform to go and train themselves. And it's more relaxing because at the comfort of your bedroom, your courses. At the end of the day, you get a certificate that platform. So it's 100% an online platform. So we are able to work with you to be able to develop content across various enterprise sector where people can go there to and learn and be able to get certified going forward. And the last one is for your international collaborations. We have staff that we further need to train them. Windows for your international collaborations. We have staff to provide to give them further training. So that's the 4 major reasons why we're here. So number 1, the GTV. And if you're able to give us time today, we'll interview and the chairman so that we can also try to see how we can make it go viral. And so that they can highlight some of the things we are doing. The rise, of course, is there. We're saying that if you can help us work on the water issue here, because the rock segment is sedimentary. It's a big difference from basement. The basement you can easily just sink and get water, but when it comes to sedimentary, it's difficult. 3 boreholes have collapsed in that place. But I'm not telling you that if we use wider diameter of the pipes, then maybe we'll be able to get it right, because there's collaboration with you in other areas that we have mentioned. So thank you for making this meeting hold. Nigeria is such a country today. Yesterday, we were supposed to be in Rio 6 p.m. today, only for us to get an SMS that the flight has now been scheduled back to 12. From 6 p.m. we wanted to just finish all our schedules, only for us to get an SMS saying that the flight is now going to be for 12. We now say no, we have a meeting with Abuja Enterprise, so we have to move the flight till tomorrow. So I believe that together with this great organization, we can collaborate towards building entrepreneurs that will rule the world. When you go to the Silicon Valley, the Indians go there to go and train, but they don't remain in America. They come back to India to develop the ICT tech. So we must be able to work innovatively together to see how we can put entrepreneurship at the forefront of everything that we do. Thank you very much.
Thank you. That were asked to go for a field trip to go and oversee how rice development is done in Niger State, and that time was a very successful project. I think Mr. Godfrey and GIZ, some other staff led the team, and unfortunately that time the agency wanted to champion the rice production in the FCT. So I'm now surprised that I'm not. The two people have hijacked that rice project from the agency now. But partnership is broad, and I know there's going to be a lot of benefit from this, particularly your experience, your expertise, and the agency is still developing products along the value chain, particularly cash products within. The agency is now dwelling on some other commodities, but we're not forsaking the rice too. But the other thing I want to add here now is that I don't know, with the permission of the MD, some years back, one of our development partners, when we had issues in terms of our shea butter, this issue came up. This water issue came up, and one of our development partners really wanted to help out. That is the Korean embassy. We had a courtesy visit and we stressed out the challenges that we are facing in some of our projects, particularly shea butter project. So the embassy really showed interest that they are going to help the agency in terms of solving permanently the water issue. So I don't know, that's what I said. So with the permission of the MD, I'm just bringing up some old memories. Maybe if this partnership is going to blossom, we're going to revisit that development partners to just achieve this. And once again, Mr. Gofri, we are really welcome back home. The agency is going to go a long way with the experience I know you have in this particular development area. Thank you very much, sir.
Godfrey is an old member of the AEF family. So it's nice to have you back. Thank you. And also, we've had reasons to work with you in the past at different levels. It will be nice to work with you again. So, my colleagues have said one or two things, but just to add impetus to what I've said before, all the areas that you touched are areas that I believe that the new leadership of the agency have, interests in. And God willing, one would be happy to see this proposed collaboration work. Of course, the agency also has programs, special programs that have to do with the partnership conference that you spoke about. We have our own in-house FCT partnership conference and Merit Awards that hold periodically. And it won't be a bad idea working together because collaboration, partnership, the more the merrier. The world has become, that is the way to go. So I believe that it will be a nice thing seeing this proposed partnership and collaboration work. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Enterprise sector, even with government, has been providing access to finance. In this country, beginning from the military era, you can count how many programs that have been set up to provide access to finance. But it didn't solve the problem until we began to understand that finance is not just the issue. Today, the enterprise sector in South Africa became developed because they left issue of access to finance and focused on BDSP, business development, which is enterprise development. So you see that that's where we have challenges. You give loan to people, they are not able to repay because they don't even know how to do the business that they say they are into, for which you have given them money to run. They are not even passionate about those businesses. Otherwise, they will be able to know that if they repay the loan, you give them again, and that business can grow. So this is where I feel we have issues. If we can, that this collaboration would make that aspect of enterprise development, trying to develop the capacity that these people have, the people that we encounter, or our target markets encounter, it will at the end of the day help to produce what we call enterprise ambassadors, who would be able to give us the success stories that we can tell, all the way. So that's the area that I would advise that this collaboration will also look into. The other thing is the annual entrepreneurship conference. Knowledge is key. Such conference would, help to even attract international people. By the time we reach out to embassies, in this country, they will be able to attract people from their countries during such a conference. And then the international dimension of enterprise development and the rest will be benefited from. So that's what I have. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So, with all what he has said, I think it's your first prayer has been answered. For us as an agency, one of our critical strategies that we adopt that has made us achieve the successes that we have achieved beyond the target that we have set for ourselves is partnership and collaboration. Partnership and collaboration. So we hold it very tight. We know that yes, it gives us the desired result that we need. Like the saying of 1 + 1 = 3. We believe in the synergy because we see it on a daily basis. Whatever project we do, we don't want to run it alone. We get the necessary partners that are very credible to work with us towards achieving the success. Like my colleague have said, in-house here we have the annual conference and merit award. That is an annual event that will celebrate excellence of FC entrepreneurs. For us, we're very open in partnership, and in our activity calendar for the year 2022, we have it as one of the events that we want to hold in the last quarter of the year 2022. So it's something that we can open up discussion to see how we can work it out together. With regards to the problem of water, it's a very critical problem because we found ourselves in the same scenario in our share water project in Abuja. Because the water level there is high, so you find out if you sink a borehole, it takes 1 month, 2 months, no water. It's still a challenge that we want to see how we can solve it. Probably we can solve it together as we are finding solution for the share community in Abuja. We'll work it out jointly with the one in Yaba. Water is life. If you help someone get water, like Mr. Julia always used to tell his very good friend opposed to him that in his village, if you see someone wanting to get water, you help them with the water. Because water is not something that you mice, I would say. So we could look at it together, and probably we will go further to introduce you to the mandate secretary of the Agric Secretariat. It's Agric Rural Development Secretariat. We have a very good relationship with them. We can do an intro of the company and what you've done, and see any area to support. With regards to the training capacity building, that's one of our key areas of strength. When you mentioned the Gconsulting app, G that you have. I just remembered at the onset of the pandemic, amongst all the EDIs who were forced to approach the central government of Nigeria to ask them to give us opportunity to run the administration virtually. And they approved, and even the money that we recommended was accepted, and all the EDIs in the country was what we use as a benchmark. That made us to think out of the box, and we commenced 2 projects. That one has reached 90%, and the other one is still rolling. One is the e-library, which I think is on 90%. Secondly is the LMS, the learning management system, which we've commenced the process, but the way we want it to be, we want to run it in a very large scale to achieve that vision. So definitely we are going to, whenever we have any program or any activity or any of our clients that have attained success, we're going to invite you, the GTV, to work to improve the contents of that TV, what's it called, YouTube channel. The interview, we can grant it, if it's not going to be more than 15 minutes, it's going to be a short one, or else we arrange for another time. We have someone that wants to catch up with. So we can have it right now. I think I've covered all the things that you mentioned. Interestingly, with regards to capacity building, we just ended a partnership with the German Business School, where they understudied the agency in 4 areas: impact mapping, new management, company culture, and our business model. So definitely, when we have similar opportunities in the future, we'll see how we can invite you to be part of it. I think if I have not forgotten, I've covered all the crucial information. So, thank you very much for coming. Looking forward to mutually beneficial relationship with your friend. And feel free, whenever you have bigger events, we have bigger halls than the 80 capacity hall. You can take a look at our hall. We have remodeled it with all the necessary audiovisual facilities for any world standard. So we're open for any partnership. That any window that you have that you think working with us will provide a better perspective and towards success, feel free to contact us. We're a very worthy and willing partner in anything that we have. So thank you very much once again for coming. I'm looking forward to a fruitful collaboration. Thank you.
On behalf of my team, I just want to thank you. And just to elaborate a bit again, that we already have a studio that we have built that we do most of our recordings. So in case you have not built one, you can also make use of the studio. So I look forward to you passing by the office to see how knowing you has impacted in us in what we are doing right now. We see you more as a regulator. And again, if regulations understand what they are supposed to do, they eventually end up making more money. But in Nigeria today, the art of regulation, they always want to be an artist there, so they end up missing it at the end. I just imagine that half of the entrepreneurs in Abuja are developed by you. They come annually to pay homage to you. You actually benefit more from that. So you've been able to build this successful as you. God mentioned the issue of hijack. There's nothing like a hijack. I knew that we were supposed to do the cassava project then. If we can still go back, because again, FCD has some potentials in cassava production. Processing is not well developed. If you drive into Yaba and indeed that access, if you see the volume of pickups that come for cassava that comes out of that region, you wonder where they are going to. But again, the product is reflecting in the markets. So we must look at the end, the products. If we have our logo, Abuja Enterprise logo on Seed First Rice, you have it on all other enterprises that you have worked with, it will go a long way to sell that. It means that you will be able to achieve what is called standardization. To say, okay, before I can put my logo on Seed First Rice or indeed a Gary project, that product must be top quality. So I think it's one other area I want you to look into. So Oga has thrown a challenge that we should do a bit of research on enterprise development. And again, we have a research unit and we can offer that as free service to you. If you have topical areas of research, especially in entrepreneurship, we are able to do it for free for Abuja Enterprise Agency. The reason being that once we know what the issues are, then finding solutions will be easier. So on behalf of my team, I want to thank the chairman, the MD, and the rest member of the team. I can see that looking at the top level now, majority of them has been there. What that means is that they have the institutional memory of the organization. Otherwise, if you have fresh somebody from nowhere, you may not understand where you are coming from, and at the end of the day, you may end up being derailed. So I know that you know where AE is coming from, and you know where you are going. God will help you to be able to achieve that, and we are ready to work and collaborate with you towards achieving that. Thank you very much.